we got fun. We're going to a wild party. Everybody come along. Yeah, this party has razzmatazz, jollity, frivolity, and all of that jazz. We're going to a wild party.
Christ, what a crew. Take a look at Madeleine True. People flocked to the film she made, loving the cutie pie part she played. She was every man's sweetheart, every woman's guide. Venus and Adonis, which she never tried to hide. Men dreamed of a real-life wife like this adorable thespian. Or fools they. The typical pair of minor movie producers stood engrossed, bewailing high production cost. Each of them had suffered most. In 20 minutes, each had lost the sum of $60 million with gestures, after which they sighed and drank, panting, tragic-eyed, mopping at sadly wilted collars. Then Jackie, perfect of form and face. In his veins flowed the blood of more than one race. He left a subtle trail of scent floating behind him as he went. An Apache dancer with a special act. New York or Paris, his house was packed. He brought marijuana for all to puff. And later, he'd bring out the stronger stuff. Cocaine, morphine, Turkish hash. Everything for a proper bash. Poor Bertha. Now, Jackie's ex-partner in dance. He tossed her around on his last tour of France till she fractured a leg. Now she walks with a limp. But she still works for Jack. She's his whore. He's her pimp. Eddie Mangione, here with Grace, a muscular stuntman with a brutish face. Good-natured if sober, and gentle enough. But look out if you crossed him. He could get rough. Behold the brothers Darmano, otherwise Oscar and Phil. They sang, they played the piano, they lisped, their voices were shrill, they reeked of powder, rouge, pomade. The piano wasn't all they played. They gave new meaning to the concept of the old-fashioned virtue of brotherly love.
The lyrics Dutch boy taught a lesson that I like. If you want to save your country, stick your finger in a dike.
Yakadoo, wackadoo, party, 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 pick you up at 8. Yakadoo, wackadoo, don't you be a smarty, babe, we got a date. Smoking and drinking and everything but thinking will be going on. Hear the news, all your blues will be dead and gone. We're going to a wild party, come and dance your fears away. You feel how it feels to kick up your heels, fill your cup and drink it up until your mind reels. We're going to a wild party where we can be wild and free. You gotta come for it, cause life is too short. So break out in song and sing all night long and laugh at your face and make life a great big wine.
As I watched their welcoming exhibition, did I feel something, a premonition? Poor beast with fair beauty by his side, fragile hope threatened by fatal pride? Or was the tremor I felt inside just awe for the radiant apparition of Queenie, exquisite, wending her way, descending, greeting her courtiers along the stair? She was something you could kneel before in prayer.
Sam Morris, well, moving
in on my girl, I see.
Jolly a good hostess for sure. So when you showing the
As
picture?
soon as your competition gets here, you want someone to fight with, don't you? Excuse us, gentlemen.
See you later.
Excuse us.
Listen.
Hello, Dick. Hey, Jay, how are you?
Good to see you, Jolly.
Well, long time no see. How are you, Mrs. Kirchhoff? I believe you both know the very beautiful Queenie.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Grimm? I'm so mad for this house. It's so Hispanic, I guess. I always used to wonder who lived in this house. You know, every year I run a little house tour, a sort of ramble through the homes of great stars, and I wonder, would you let us put you on our list?
Oh, Mrs. Murchison, I would be delighted. Mi casa es...
Oh, splendido.
Well, AJ, how about a bit of the mother, or maybe a shot of vodka?
How long does your picture run?
82 minutes. Maybe less.
That long. Well, we better get started then. We're due someplace in an hour. Can't stretch it out too long.
Tex, let's get everybody to the projection room. Let's get started. But Hoy claims the hell with him, so he comes late.
What about Dale Sword?
What about him?
And Kate, they're not here yet. Couldn't we wait just a little bit?
Dale Sword's gonna buy Brother Jasper. All right, everybody, movie time.
It's a dirty bunch. She swear to God she'd be here. And you say you call it Brother Jasper?
Yes, it's based on the life of Father Junipero Serra.
Father, who?
It's a great Franciscan missionary. They called him the Apostle of California, but he was hilarious. Well, I mean, he wasn't hilarious. My conception is...
Ta-da! Meet my latest pash, Mr. Dale Sword, the sharpest blade in the Hollywood Hills. Dale, here comes Queenie, and this is Mr. Tex.
Boy, how do you see?
Oh, hello, Queenie.
I'm tight.
Hello, Jimmy Queenie. Oh, Queenie, this is Dale Sword. Ain't he gorgeous?
How do you do?
How do you do?
She saw his features sharp and clean. He looked sporting. He looked keen. He made her think of squash rackets, polo, and yachting, and dinner jackets. He had that air of poise without pose that only a well-bred person shows.
Queenie, everybody's waiting. Come on.
Darling, it's Dale Sword.
How do you do? Nice to meet you. Come on, everybody, it's screening time. What are you drinking?
I have bourbon and water.
Dale, good to see you. Good to see you, AJ. How are you?
Very good. Especially after having seen the East Coast Roses of Don Juan. You set a new house record at the Orchid. Did you know?
Really?
Dale, Sword, and Murchison, Prince and Czar, the King of the Hill, and the rising star. Like goes to like, kind goes to kind. Winners find winners, and losers find just other losers left behind. Cast was assembled. All the actors, beggars and beauties and benefactors, millionaires and zeros, lovers, clowns, and heroes, met on set. They rushed to their places in the grand salon. The curtain was rising. The show was on, starring loners and owners of Babylon, phonies and cronies and hangers-on, the whole freeloading pantheon. The wheel was spinning. The course was charted. Comedy was beginning. The tragedy had started.
My friend.